Good morning, everyone. It is Taco Tuesday, June 28th. Here's a look at a watch list and kind of a little market overview. This is the look at the futures here. And you can see yesterday, the futures market put in kind of volume, not nearly what we would like to see on this move. However, we are holding the trend line. This morning we came in and we did dip below yesterday's low. Again, this is the futures candle. We did dip below yesterday's low, and we have not yet broken that high. So that's something to note as we move through the day, but obviously we haven't even started our trading day yet. But let's look at the SPY. So today, let me take these Fibonacci lines out. Okay, today we did predict that we might get a little bit of a move back up in the market. Where did that come from? Well, this is just nothing to do with overall maybe news or anything like that. But this is a pattern to watch for that often plays out, but nothing is 100%. Okay, so we had this gap, we had a big push, and then we took a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a pull down pause here on lower volume. When you're moving up, or when you move up, you want increasing volume, right? On your pause days, consolidation days, decreasing volume is what you want to look for, and that is what we had here yesterday. So we had decreasing volume into yesterday. We had a nice candle, pause, and then this is typically what we would see. Now I say typically, it does play out definitely more often than not. But again, nothing is a for certain play. So keep that in mind. So I did take a SPY call overnight. I didn't alert it out because I really took it in like the last 2 minutes of the trade. But that is something to watch for in patterns across charts. Now this morning we are off of our highs and we are sitting right at the 20-day moving average there in the SPY at 389.48 right now. So we will see Nike weighing on the Dow as well. We are pulling off highs there. We were up around 178 a little bit ago. We're
wholesale
down,
inventories plus 2%.
We are at about 108, 110 right now. All right. So, and wholesale inventory is coming out. So some market movers. We'll see how that all gets digested. But now let's take a little look on. Yesterday took an add-on to XOM, and then I said, okay, well, it was up quite nicely. Took a smaller play in that. It ended up being smaller, but I still like energy. And here we go. Here is energy. We have now crossed up over the 50. Now this is light sweet crude futures, so that'll transpose just a smidge different depending on what name you're watching in overall energy. But this, so we still haven't seen this play out. It's something that I wanted to make sure to point out. This could be a bear flag setup. My opinion, and this is my opinion in energy, is that I think we're still going to continue to climb for a couple of reasons. Supply has not been greatly affected, but demand is not decreasing. And that supply-demand battle is what's going to continue to drive oil prices and energy, just overall energy prices. So, okay, there we go. That is my my thoughts here. I will be looking to play XOM, but what I did put in the watch list was actually XLE, like XLE2. This encompasses just energy in general. You can always play a CVX, an XOM, right? MRO. There's a ton of names in this, in the energy sector. I'm looking for XLE, big waterfall type pattern here. Put in a nice little bottom. Put in a doji inside candle, broke to the top side, testing a Fibonacci line. Looking now for a move up here, and looking for a move up, and then potentially a 3-8 cross coming up. And this is just a nice little reset that we've had in energy. I am looking at the 75 call. All these are out in August. 75 call, looking to enter at 74.20 and stopping at 72.40. Careful, I actually flipped those earlier today, so we got to make sure we got that right. And My target 76.96 and then 80.62 because we have a gap here. So we'll look to fill that gap and then eventually this one up here. All right, so that is XLE. I'm doing my list backwards today, starting at the bottom and working up, you know, just kind of having fun, changing it up a little bit. BABA, let's talk about the Chinese names. Plenty of the Chinese names are moving. We have President Xi. You know, he's running for re-election, and having a crappy market does not help your re-election chances, although I'm not really sure it matters, but that's another issue. Anyway, look at these Chinese names. Now, I do like these more as day trades because they pop and they pause, and you never know what's going to come out, come down the line from China. So I do like them a little bit more as day trades or smaller swings. But you can see here we have a nice double top from most recent, but it goes right back here. Look at this. We're hitting this top from back here, looking to test that 200, and that's the move I'm looking for. So I'm looking at the BABA 120 calls, getting in right there as we trade through 120 and then push through the 20 moving average. So my first target is that 200 and then a 124.06, because if you look backwards in the chart, there is a gap right here. So we want to watch for that. Okay, so BABA. Lastly, crowd. This one is one that we've talked about all these the last several days. Still like FDX. Look back at those previous watch lists. Like CrowdStrike here. Why? Simple pattern, higher highs, higher lows, looking for the next higher high. We put in an inside candle yesterday, kind of digested this little bit of a gap. But that inside candle, again, we're looking for this on lower volume, push back up off of the lows nicely, looking for a push through yesterday. I like the crowd 200. Now, they do have a little bit lighter volume right now, so we're going to watch and see if that picks up a bit. I want to enter these at 185.02. So, yes, these are out of the money, but if some closer to the money calls start getting some excitement, then I will change that that strike to closer to at the money. So the other thing looks like a little bull flag. Maybe this will take another day to play out, but possibly a bull flag and touch back to the 50 before we move on. We're going to watch for all of those possibilities. And then of course, we're holding here above the 50 for now in that gap. Targeting 188.68 and then to 200. And kind of see where it goes. We are below the 200 moving average here, of course, and that is always kind of, it's like playing in the upside down of Stranger Things for anybody who watches that. You know, it's a little bit wonkier underneath the 200, as many of us know, life down here is very different. The other thing that, you know, maybe some people can see is that we have, I don't see it, but it was sent to me in an email, so I think it's worth mentioning that they saw this look. Now, I don't really see this inverse head and shoulders, but if you were looking at that, this would then be, this would be your neckline. So I don't see it because I don't see these moving averages squeezing quite as much as I would like for that true inverse head and shoulders, but not necessarily the queen of patterns. So just throwing it out there, always a possibility. Okay, other names to watch. Healthcare. Watch healthcare. Now, a lot of these names are moved. They have moved so much. So I like these more as day trades, but look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row and looking to put in number 6 today. So day trades, I think then we're going to need a break in consolidation. Remember, we always talk about when you run, eventually you have to stop and take a breath. This might need to stop and take a breath. Like Dollar General, I like Zoom. Still bearish on Altria, MO. Lows looking a little low, and some of those home builders like KBH. All right, that is it for me this morning. If you have any questions, please reach out. Heather C. at GivingTreeTrading.com, and have a great Talk Tuesday.